Okay, so it looks like gotta go mine a few things here and there, but we're also gonna have to get some water so we can grow some more trees so that we can use it for the fuel for the smelters that we have. I mean, that's, I'm just using wood for now. I mean, yeah, you could probably use coal or, if you can find it. But I'm trying to build the fridge up here, right? And I don't know if it's logs of wood or planks. I didn't really read it too well. Because I was like, it's either logs or planks. I couldn't really read it, So, once we build this up here, this fridge, like, we're pretty much done. At that point, we're done, we can open the store and finally start accepting people in. Even, if it's, I think it's only, what, a couple bucks or something? Could be. Who knows? I don't know what the exact, But I also don't understand why I can't use these, logs. It's either logs or planks. I can't, I don't really... Sometimes when I build stuff like this, I just build the, most resource component first. And then I read it, the second part that I need, usually later. Wish I would have read it before I came up here, but, I didn't. But that's okay, because we got the saw downstairs, so we can just go grab it. Our planks from there, because all we gotta do is cut these. It's not like we're having to wait, on customers while we're trying to, cut the planks. The logs and the planks, so it's kind of okay with that. We could probably also maybe work on getting some more power as well, because if I was gonna use the drill or something like that, that could be what we need. But I already had 4 over here apparently. Don't know how, don't know why, but we're just gonna go with it. We're not gonna question that. We're just gonna say, yep, we had them. I don't remember making them, but apparently I did. So, yeah, whatever, we made it. So, we're gonna go with it. Doesn't make me kind of mad, but, that I should have, double checked, but, it's alright. Oop, I put it back. No, give it back to me, storage. Now I just gotta go transport some water at some point up here. Probably teleport it, I think. I think you can teleport, you don't have to grab it all the time. But I might as well take this down here, because we're gonna need this. Okay, I forget that, I was making a couple boxes at a time. So, I thought I had to restart it, but it's okay. I'm gonna go ahead and take one of these boxes up here. It doesn't matter which one. And pretty much when I start putting, water in here, doesn't matter what other tasks that we might have to do, if we gotta build this or that or whatever. But we're pretty much dang near close to opening. And, pretty soon we can, all we gotta do is, build a parking lot. Then, we can step, people in. I think you have to build a parking lot. Which basically means I would have to build that over there, which is the tubular furnace. But you're gonna have to build also the crusher as well for that. So I'm just gonna stick it over here. So I'm just like, that's the easiest spot. I hope eventually I can expand this out, so at least for the tubular furnace, so that I can push that tubular furnace, back a little bit. I think you can. Again, I'm not too familiar with this game, so I mean, I'm seeing parts for like a Smith mixer, so I'm assuming that's how you would do it. I'm not familiar, if that's how you do it in this game, so I'm hoping that's how you do it. But yeah. I'm just, I'm gonna wait on building again. It's gonna take a lot of money to also probably get the blueprint for that. So we're not gonna have, you know, everything right away for that, but I can use these ones that I brought down here to actually cut up, and then I can put 2 of them into these, and then start firing all the things that I would ever need. So, whatever I need to make, this is where I would put it. I don't know how much iron it takes or anything. But again, it's like I have a whole bunch just sitting down here on the floor. I think I have some stuff up here that I can still get. Or I can go and see if I can mine for some, or if I got any left in the mine. So I'm hoping I do. I mean, I have stone in that, but I also have to have silver for a card. So yeah, I'm thinking ahead, like, okay, I got stone, okay. Because what I'm going to need the stone for is in order to make anything, really, so. Yeah, we'll put that one over there. So now each of them have enough. Okay. So, we're going to make it work. It's just, kind of like one of those, there's not much I can do. I have to wait. I just hate waiting, But that's just me. That's just me, though. But, I'll make it work. But, yeah. It's becoming, together. It's just we gotta build the parts. Yay! There we go. But I gotta get rid of that first, I think. So I have to go to delete, and then I have to, make. Which, I gotta wait for that anyway. But, pretty much I could go up there if I wanted to, and pretty much probably make it work. But right now, I'm just gonna follow this main storyline, or quest, or however you want to call it. But this is what I'm doing. I'm just working on things as I go. So there's the main body. But I'm just gonna go ahead and just build the parts that I need for it, because I don't know exactly what I need for one of these. But yeah, I kind of wish I could build one of these drills, but you'd have to build probably the access point inside, and then you'd have to. It's gonna take a heck of a lot of materials to build one of those, to be honest. So, just by looking at what you're gonna need and how you're gonna have to build it, it's just a lot of material. Which is okay. It's just waiting on materials that kind of suck. So I'm gonna go ahead and start building this as well. Getting all these. The reason I'm getting all the pipes, I'm building one of them water sources down here, so I ain't gotta go outside every time that I wanna. But I didn't realize at the time that I could just put how many ever I wanted to up there at the top. So didn't really care, but I was also looking at that. So we need a motor. We're gonna need a lot of things for that. But it's okay, because I can just make the materials that I need. But I just wanted to make it to like where the motor was the last part that I had to make. Which is like the easiest thing in the world to make, so. At least from the materials that you need. You still need iron no matter what you do. Plus, I gotta make another plastic now. Which, I might as well I'm putting as much in there as I can for the plastic. Just so that I can always run a little bit more than what I need. Can I pick up another one? Yes, I can. There we go. Okay, there's some iron. So, we know we're gonna need one of those. And it's like, you know, you just gotta have copper next, and then you're good to go, right? Well, I don't have any copper, so I'm just gonna keep making iron. Because I don't have any copper at the moment. So, because I ain't got nothing else to run to it, I might as well run something, where, you know, where it's not gonna waste, you know, any of my wood. I might as well, you know, just do whatever. Because right now I only need one copper. I might as well just pull a single one in. It's not gonna matter too much. So, I mean, there's that. So, wait for one of them to open up. One of them just ran out of fire. Okay, the other one ran out of fire as well. Okay, I'll replant them. There we go, they're now both going. So, go ahead and grab 2 of these at least. And then, there we go. Yeah, another one. I mean, we could do something with it. We could not. I don't know what we're gonna do. Yeah, probably more for plastic, because in between building that, I could also, you know, be building, like, the water part as well. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and replant that tree, though. Oh. Hell, I ran too much stuff. And accidentally cut off all the power. So, that was fun. I think it's probably just dirt buildup on the solar panels, like I didn't check them. And that's probably what happened, I'm assuming. Yep, all of them are dirty except for one. Which, I mean, you know, it shouldn't... The dirty panels, yeah, they might limit some of your power capacity, but you're better off just building, you know, an engine at this point. You know, at least that's what I'm thinking, because, like, that you ain't gonna worry about, you know, washing them. Until you get, like, something that can wash it, like, you know, like a panel washer, or whatever that's called. But yeah, they have that as a thing, so doesn't matter, everything was already made. So, now we gotta check and see what I need again. One card, one cable, and one iron. Well, that one iron I can kind of make happen. So, well, I have, like, another iron just sitting there. And I might fire up the other side as well, because, like, why not at this point? It's not gonna be that bad. And the reason that I might as well do it is because it's not gonna be, you know, that hard. But I can go back out here now, right? Maybe I should look for coal or something at some point as well. You know, just me thinking, I was thinking like, okay, if I get coal, can I put it in there? I think I can. I do believe I can do that. But you gotta turn the water back on. I thought I did. I forget. Also, I think you can upgrade the pump, or the well pump here too as well at some point. I think that is a thing in this game now. I don't remember if it is or not. Or if it always has been. Somebody can correct me, you know, if I'm wrong, but that's just what I'm thinking. So, I mean, there's that. But, you know, doesn't matter. We got the iron. That's all that matters. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and grab this. And we might grab some coal or something as well. Depending if we have enough out here, but I don't think we do. We're also gonna have to grab some stuff that we can crush as well at some point. So that might be worth the thing to do. But I know I'm gonna need not iron, but copper definitely. So I might as well just, I'm just like, okay, here's all the copper. I'm gonna take it in. I could leave it on the ground if I needed to. Empty the bowl, you know, and then get more. So it's not really gonna be a bad thing. We could totally do that. It wouldn't hurt anything. We have just copper really to make, I believe, into a card. Because we have silver. We have plastic. We have enough of that. But we do need a heck of a lot of copper as well. So, well, it's really for anything, but I'm gonna go up here and look. I don't see any parts that I forgot. I'm like, dang, if I just had a card, I can make this, you know? I'm hoping that there's one up there that I forgot or something or didn't see. But yeah, that'd be good. So, yeah, we're just sitting here waiting, pretty much. But, you know, we just have to make the parts as we need. But we already have plastic and all that we need. There's silver. I do have a gold sitting up there in the mine that I do know of. So, once I get this component, you know, built, then I'll be able to build, you know, the parking lot, basically. So, it's one step closer. I just kind of, you know, it's like, was it going to take me forever? It kind of felt like it at this point. Like, you know, running back and forth. But, you know, there is an electric foundry that you can, I think, build at some point. But you're still going to have to use those, like these ovens as well. Like, I think to build it, in order to build it, because it requires a lot of stuff. Okay, I would just wait for the gold. And I might as well just take one of these, you know. Doesn't matter what ore I put in there. As long as I'm producing something that makes me happy. And that's kind of the main reason why I'm, you know, so happy is like, okay, all that's left is the gold, you know. Everything else is pretty much, you know. So, that's what we gotta do. And it's like, maybe we'll get it, maybe we won't, but we're gonna get dang close. So, there we go. I finally realized that I didn't turn it on, but now it's now on for water. I was like, how the heck did I forget? So, I'm like writing down notes like as I'm like playing this game, just so that I remember. So like you see me, you know, like looking at the sky or whatever, that's just me taking notes. So, okay, there's gold. Okay, there's the card. I don't know what else this thing needs. It might just need a cable, I think. Because I think it's got pretty much everything, I would think. If it doesn't, we could take the iron over as well. And give it an iron. Okay, one iron. I forgot two, okay. But, you know. I just been figuring, you know, it doesn't matter which, you know, what I got into whatever. As long as it's, you know, being produced, it's all that's fine, you know. All is fine, you know, nothing's that bad. It's like, yeah. How did I forget the iron? I do not know at this point. we're just sitting here waiting on that. But yeah, it's not complete. Oh, it's now done. And then there's the next one, you know? That's why I figured grab up all the copper that I had out there. So, yeah, I have no idea. I got like stuck like that for a minute. I was like, what the heck? Then I realized what happened, so we're getting there. You know, I feel like we can get, you know, this pretty much complete and open and ready to go. But I just decided I'm just gonna grab a single stone, just one, so I can make, you know, some stones up. Again, I still got a lot of building to do, but I'm just like, this is gonna kill the time in between, you know. I wish I could have known that you could have made a palette for the materials at this time. Like, I didn't know that you could at the time, so like, I'm just gonna set it right there beside it, but I didn't really want to drop at that point. Now we're just kind of waiting. Like, hopefully, and then it's like, oh, well, you can combine it with this, so you gotta, you know, run this. So I did. I got a lot of sand in that made. But I did try to keep my panels, like, pre-cleaning them a little bit. Doesn't matter, it doesn't seem to hurt it any. So, it's all good. As long as it works, that's all that matters to me. Which it did, so. But it does look pretty good now. I mean, if you think about it, right? I just didn't remember that you couldn't, you know, hit E. You had to, you know, right click on it, but eventually I figured it out. But I did let a lot of sand, like, just get produced, and at least enough for the quest to at least go away for that. So, now we get to build the tubular furnace, which is not fun, because it takes a lot of materials that I don't have. And then I have to, you know, go mining again. Which again, I don't mind, but I just don't really like mining that much. But it's okay. Cause, you know. Sorry for yawning, but, you know. It needs 4 iron, 1 motor, 1 card. I don't understand why it needs a card in there, but that might just be like where, you know, they put it. I don't know why. But this thing's getting built one way or another today. Or at least pretty close to being complete. To where basically I can make asphalt. You know, add maybe a solar panel back here if I want. There's just a lot of mining that I had to do. So I was just like, I'm just not going to record a bunch of that. I don't like, you know, the fact that I have to mine a heck of a lot, so I just decided, I'm not going to show every time I have to go and do a bunch of mining. So I didn't, but, you know, it's kind of like one of those, how much mining did I do? A lot. So, there's that. But, you know. When you realize that you have not built the parts that you need to complete one of the key things you wanted to get done. But that's okay. That's just me. I'm just like, I just want to build this. So, eventually, like, we'll get that built, but will it be today? Will it be tomorrow? Who knows? You know? It's like one of those things, but eventually, when I get it built, like, I won't have to run back and forth. And now I think they have under automatic watering. I was seeing, you know, like, images of it. So I'm assuming that that's a thing. So I can't wait for that, to be honest. But when we get to that point, that'll be pretty, make me pretty happy where I won't have to water everything. And just use it for, like, making seeds or whatever. I think you might have to use it for concrete. I can't remember. But yeah, I'm just like, you know what? Okay, I'm gonna start working on this. Okay, I have enough iron here. I couldn't start making it, right? Is what I'm thinking. I did hold one aside. But, you know, it's whatever. I wish, like, if you've already built, like, enough of them, like, it told you, hey, you can now build, you know. I just kind of wish, but, you know. It's just me. Do I have to build another one of those? Probably. Tubular furnace. Gotta build a lot of stuff for it. No. Well, you have to build that, but, like, I do have a card already made for that. Because I knew that was going to be a part. It needs a motor, cable. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of resource heavy, but you can make it happen. It takes me a while, but I can do it. Alright, let's go up here. But it's like, you know, eventually we're gonna be running the whole station. But here's some coal, and I knew I had some, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna go grab some. Rather than waste, like, all the wood again. You know, save some of the wood. You know, or something. We'll do something with it, but I got all this coal, I figured, why not, you know. We gotta use it for something. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna use this. And, you know, it's a better way to make things than, you know, the wood. I just didn't know that you could, you know, use that for the plastic or not at this time. I do not, like, I know you can now, but, like, I didn't know, like, if that was a thing in the game yet, so I was like, I'm gonna try it, and it worked, so, you know, now we know, but it's like, at the time, I was like, okay, I didn't have any idea if this would work, but, yeah. Okay, I know I gotta build a motor, I think, for that one. Right? Yes. Well, no, not a motor, but a cable. Might as well be a motor, because it's gonna be a lot. Okay. I mean, I could build that. But I am gonna go ahead and build one of these, because I know I'm gonna need it for this part. So, I already know that, so I'm just like, okay, well, I'm gonna go over here and try to put it in here. And it took it, so. And I just need a cable and then 2 iron, so. And it's like one thing I can deal with at a time, but I'm just trying to, you know, get it all done, but it takes a while. I mean, it does. It feels frustrating some days because you're just like, I'm not getting anywhere, I'm not getting anywhere, and then, like, all of a sudden, like, you start getting somewhere, and you're like, okay. But that is a good thing. But, you know, we're getting somewhere. I just hope that, you know, rather than, you know, having a bunch of problems, we ain't got no problems and nothing bad happens, but we all know that might not happen. Okay. What am I missing? Is it the cable? I think it's the cable. Yep, that is. And now I gotta wait for smelting. It takes forever. And I'm just gonna stack wood on top of the coal that I put in there to make it like burn a little bit hotter. I mean, I could just add another coal, it does not matter. This, I'm gonna make enough coal or enough plastic to be okay. I mean, we're pretty much close to being done with it. I think we gotta do. Oh, let's get some iron. And besides that, clean the panels probably. I can't wait to build the washers for these things so I ain't gotta monitor them all the time. That'd be nice. Like, you know, early game doesn't matter too much, but later it kind of matters. But how I build, like, how you build solar panels in the beginning of the game is not how I build solar panels, you know, after, you know, completing the tutorial. It's just not. Because how I complete it is a little bit different. So what I do is, if I know I'm going to build another solar panel, right, for instance, right, I'll take and build the washer before, and then I'll build like the frame, and then I'll build, you know, all the, you know, components afterward, like down the line. But that's just how I build it, because then I already have, you know, the issue taken care of. I don't have to sit here, you know, and hope that, you know, they don't get a lot of dirty and, you know, none of the issues, so. But I could use some of that plastic now and make another pipe or so. Which I'm gonna go ahead and do. Yeah, I just need to make a few more and then start making that dang component. Why everything else in the universe wants to come up, I don't know. But there's the thing, I need this. So, I mean, it's just the raw iron that you're gonna make, which is not hard. So there's that. So, I mean, we're gonna get there. I just hope that, you know, there's not gonna be a where it gets worse, but, you know. But we're gonna get there. So, you know, it's like, smelt, then, you know, there's our ore. That's what we needed, I believe. We're not gonna do anything with that, but, you know, we're gonna get there. We just hope that nothing breaks along the way. And if it does break, we'll just have to fix it. Okay, I do have another copper. Okay. Piece is made. But I was like, okay, it's still making water, right? Should be. Go ahead. Go ahead and switch that over maybe at some point, but for right now it's okay. Yeah, we can go ahead and stop after that one. But yeah, we have enough. It's just, I'm waiting on, you know, that stuff. And then we're gonna go check the panels because they're getting dirty again a bit. So. We're getting there. So yeah, we're just kind of waiting right now on the iron to smelt slowly. I mean, I could be, you know, having stuff just sit there, you know, on this table. Now there's gonna become a point like where I didn't realize like the other side needed one of those, but yeah. But here we go. I don't see what else you know, I missed. Here's that point that I was talking about. Cause a lot of it was just, you know, smelting a lot of iron to make that one component. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna cut some of this out because it's just waiting basically for the stuff to smelt. And I don't feel like, you know, having people, you know, watch Smelting Simulator. So that's pretty much, I just cut some of that out. So, I mean, that's just, you know, me. I'm just like, I don't really care. But, you know, I know people probably wouldn't like to watch it. So I'm just going to go ahead and just get rid of a lot of that. But, yeah, I mean, it looks like we're going to basically have a functional furnace here in just a minute. As soon as we get another copper. Now we just wait. It's like once you got it there, you know, you're good to go. Did I think that I would, you know, get the furnace complete in one episode? No. But I'm gonna go ahead and get that smelt, you know, get that busted down into some boards as well. Because I'm gonna need some of those eventually, probably for like more storage things relating to that, like, you know, rocks and, you know, doing for clay and rocks, and then just transport a whole bunch of it. I was going to, I have not. You know, I gotta get more like of the ore storages as well, but I have not. Once that's installed, that should bring the furnace online, and we should be able to start putting things through it, like stone. So we're gonna go get a lot of stone, you know, a lot of clay, and we're just gonna get a bunch of that material, which I have some here. But, you know, I just decided to turn the drill on to get a bunch of stone, like, and then kind of pre-lay it out a little bit. But also, that was a lot of stone that I had to get out of there. Also, I needed a bunch of iron. That's kind of why I tried to turn the drill on, but it got filled up immediately by nothing but stone. So I was like, we'll just put some here, and that should be, you know, no problem. So we're gonna probably end up using all these stones anyway. And the solar panels are dirty again. Can't wait until I can get, again, like I keep saying, like a washer that does wash them. I will have to, you know, build 3 of them, plus how many of your panels that I build. Like I said, in the future, like, the more panels you build, the more washers you have to build as well, because I don't feel like running out there if, you know, if one panel gets dirty, so that's just me. So, alright, the stone crush up already. Yes, it did. So we're good to go. Get some more. So as you can see, I'm trying to build like the asphalt section so I can build the parking lot. But in order to build that, you gotta have, you know, stuff with the asphalt inside of the furnace. So I mean, that just takes a lot of stone, a lot of clay. Like, it's gonna be like watching, you know, a lot of rocks get cut up. That's pretty much what's happening here. I feel like these panels get dirty super fast too. So I'm like, okay, I'm getting tired at this point of having to always broom these panels off. Like, you're like brooming your panels off on this game like every 5 minutes, because when one of them gets dirty, it makes, you know, a lot of power. Bad things happen, so. But, you know, once we build that parking lot, you know, that will be really, really good. You know, we'll be able to pretty much make concrete as well to sell. So I mean, you know, there's benefits to busting up this much stone. It just takes forever. Eventually, like, once I push this tubular furnace and all that back, because I believe you can do that down here, I'm gonna move that, and then I'm gonna move the crusher, like 2 crushers, like beside it, maybe, if I can expand it out enough, and then have like the crushers pretty much like in a line. So I gotta build another crusher at some point. But I do feel like if I was to, you know, keep upgrading the drill to where it can drill for all the materials that I would need to make like all the cards and the components, I would not have a problem with it, to be honest with it that way, because then, you know, we can get everything pretty much finished and round it up, you know, a lot faster. I think there might be an upgrade to make it a little bit faster as well. But we gotta get all these stones crushed up, so that's all I can do. Eventually, I want to go get some clay as well. Then we gotta get some sand at least. So, we'll be alright. It's gonna take a while, but just rock crushing simulator. I don't know if that would even be a game, but it might as well be at this point. You know, like, there's a simulation for everything, so there could be one for busting up rocks. So, who knows? Just, you know, once we get all the rocks kind of busted up, it's pretty much then time to get the clay next at this point. I feel like once we bust up all these rocks that I have remaining, go here, make some planks. There's always something to do, it feels like, in this game. Even as, like, you know, you wait, but yeah. I mean, there's also a thing, I think, in this game where you can build like a ticketing machine, so you can make it like you have to pay it apart kind of thing. And then you can build, I do remember hearing something about like you have to build like a covered parking or something like that. I haven't really seen that in this game yet, so again, I have heard some things about this game, I just haven't heard like how everything works. So we're gonna get it. It's not gonna take us that long, really. Once you think about it, right? Once you unlock it, once you get the drill or something like that upgraded, or you build your own individual drill, then or access point, you're pretty much good, because then you can just access it at any time. And if you had the electric foundry, right, build some more panels, right? That's what I would do. Build some panels, build an engine, maybe as well, depending, you know, if what you want to do, right? But, you know, the more engines you build, the more, you know, obviously power you're gonna have. So there is that, you know. Like, you can make yourself have a whole bunch of power that way. So. Okay. So, we got enough stone in there. Go get some clay, then we could maybe put some of that sand in there as well. But I don't have any of that clay ready because this drill just doesn't, like, collect it. So I figured I got enough in here, at least to get started. And we got some sand, at least enough, again, to get started. Just enough. We're just trying to make a little bit of asphalt so that we can build, you know, a parking lot. And then we could possibly build another solar panel while we're at it if we wanted to. We have, you know, like all the materials just sitting there in the mine. So, I mean, we could. That wouldn't take too long to do. But I just don't feel like it. I don't feel like, you know, getting all the materials ready, you know, for big builds like that. I would rather just, you know, let's get it going when we get it going. But yeah, once we get Peyton Park, that would generate some money too, also on its own. Like, we wouldn't have to, you know, interfere with any of that. So, that is it. So, I mean, there's that. But I also gotta clean the panels off. I wanna, like, there's two things I wanna really get in this game. And the faster I get to them, I think I'll be happy. Which is the electric foundry and the panel washer. So basically, the panel washer will wash the panels automatically by itself and will never have to touch it again. Cannot wait for that to become reality sooner rather than later, but we're gonna be waiting. And then I just gotta go grab some sand after this. I wish the crusher, because you're gonna be removing one from it anyway, but like let you put the next one in so that it could queue like behind it. Again, I don't know how much that would take to actually make that work, so again, that's beyond me, you know. But hey, I'm saying, like, you know, we're getting there. A lot of this stuff, you know, just takes time. It's just busting up clay, busting up rocks, doesn't matter. We gotta make all the materials that we need. And then we get sand, put that in there, and then we're really, like, good to run. And I might run it pretty soon. Because I just need to make a bunch of asphalt so I can make a bunch of parking spaces, right? I could. And I could also, I think, because you can only, what is it, you make 4 at a time. So, I mean, there's that. So there's sand, there's clay, there's all the stuff. Did I hit? No, I did not hit the right one. There we go, now I did. Now my power's gonna die. Oh no, not again. Let's go see if our panels are even dirty, which they're probably not, because we need more. But like I said, every panel from, like, you know, in the future, like when we get that washer, you know, that washes that panel automatically, like it doesn't take any of my time to come out here and do that. It just does it by itself. I don't have to touch it. Perfect. Can't wait. So now we're just kind of waiting. Takes forever, it feels like, but I think there's a way to, like, make it faster, but it costs a whole bunch of money, which I don't have, and I don't care to, like, go upgrading things that I don't have to unnecessarily. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just throw some iron or something like that, get some stuff being smelted, just because at this point. But yeah, eventually, like, I'm gonna build some more storage and stuff. Yeah, there we go. We can smelt some more iron. But I can go right here now. I got that source finally built, which is kind of handy. I'll probably have to build the seed generator and all that next. Again, not really worried about that. That won't take forever. Hopefully not. But we got our, you know, asphalt buckets. So I'm happy with that. We can go out here now and start building our parking spot. At least one of them for now. We could again build an additional spot by just making asphalt, which we have enough material to do. So there's that, and I might just put one out back. I don't know yet. I haven't decided. I guess we'll just put it here. It doesn't really matter. The more spots you get, the more people you can get into your store, the more money you can generate. It's kind of like how it works. So, I do feel like in the future, we're just gonna expand. And, you know, whether it be on camera, off camera, it does not matter. I will expand the stuff for us so that we can get more customers, so therefore more money. Like, there's iron just sitting there, so I'm just gonna go ahead and grab all the iron. You know, finish cleaning everything up, kind of. And then, like, yeah, like I said, this place is open, so we're good to go. It's just working on the store, working on the upgrades, really. That are gonna take forever, probably, but they always do. Yeah, we're just getting rid of these old tanks. Which give you, like, you know, 2 iron per, which is okay. So, if I wanted to build something, I could. Yeah, we got 8 iron ingots just sitting around right now. I'll go ahead and put them down here, just in the storage. I feel like that's, you know, okay. So pretty much one whole rack of that. So we have more, obviously, iron here coming in. I know we have to build, like, seed generator and all that. I don't know how much iron that will take or anything, so I'm just making as much stuff as I can so that when you know, we get, like, a lot busier, or we need to, you know, make X, Y, and Z component, like fridge, like a bigger fridge or whatever. I already have half the stuff just sitting around. That's kind of how I'm doing with it. So, and then there's that. But hey, we do have some money now, so I'm kind of happy. I know it's gonna take a while to get a lot of money, so you know, that's fine. Also, I don't know if I have that unlocked, which I don't. Nope, I do not. So, and there's, you know, we could work on building that when we get enough money, which may happen next episode or next episodes. I know it does take a long time to get that, but once you build that, you're pretty much done, I believe, with the tutorial. You know, but we are making some money now, which makes me happy. Makes me so happy, you know, we're making money. So, it's always good when you start making a lot of money. You know, money's always good. It's all about the money. Money, money, money. You know, something like that. But the panels are getting dirty again, so go ahead and make sure they're all clean. But with all that being said, I will see you all next time.